We don't need uppies. We don't need uppies. Please, we don't need uppies. We don't need. We don't need uppies. Okay. Oh, anyways, grumpiness aside, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. It's when was I last? When I last talked to you guys? 5 days now. Yeah. Um. Where do I begin? Damon, well, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing, Damon? I hope you're doing well. Um. Yeah. Where do I even begin? Where do I even begin with this? Okay. Well, let me start off with this. Thank you for the follow, Damon. What's good? Um. So where do I begin with this? So with no Marvels distract you, are you getting a ton? Okay, funny you mentioned that. Okay, first off, yes, I have still committed to not doing marbles. It's been like what 5 days, 7 days, oh, nearly 2 weeks. Who knows? But I have committed to it, contrary to my resistance to what I've told Wolf and everybody else. I committed to staying away from marbles, and for better for worse, for better for worse, Melody, thank you so much for the 3 stream streak. For better for worse, for better or for worse, the I did get some stuff done. Not even some. I To be fair, I got a good chunk of stuff done. I actually the irony of the whole thing, I somehow by abstaining away from Marvel, somehow I ended up getting more work done than I realized. But the caveat was that it wasn't clips. Instead, it was a whole barrage of other things, mostly stream related stuff. I actually, actually, I actually managed to finish like at least one or two overlays. I actually made an overlay, so it's been productive for lack of a better term. Uh, but yeah, yeah. So all this to say, maybe Wolf had it right the whole time. Maybe Wolf had the whole right the whole time. Maybe this was for my own benefit. Maybe, maybe I should abstain away from Marvels a little more, or at least enough to the point where I can get work done. I could get some level work done. However, you know, and it's still work in progress. It's still struggling. I still have moments of weakness where I'm just like, I need, I really need this. I really need, I tell myself this every single day. Drug, welcome in. You received 6. Okay, well, is what. Do not give 6, 7 uppies. We don't do 6, 7 here. Probably. I mean, I don't force it, but it's whatever. Also, how are you doing, Truck? And how are you doing, Ethan? Ethan, trust me. Trust me, there's nothing I would love to do more in this world than to do marbles at this very instant. Even if I only have an hour or two in me, you know, I would really love it. And I feel like I have to commit. But here's the thing: for as much as I talk about how productive it is, because here's the thing: I'll show you what I kind of did so far. So far, I've been trying to stream. So in terms of production, by abstaining away from Marvels, I've actually been able to actually focus a lot more on stuff. Uh, I'm trying to I'm trying to shift my focus back to clips because I know like the entire week I just completely stopped. I think a good chunk of it is one chunk of it is because of the fact that I was working on like stream related stuff, hopefully to kind of like refresh and update a couple things. The other reason is just because I've been playing Dome Keeper for like the rest of the week, and that's not an indicator that I love to dig. Okay, the game is just addictive. It just is addictive, But I also don't want to give David the benefit of the doubt by proving his point that I like to dig. That because I don't like to dig. I just like the game. The game itself, the mechanics is addictive, but it's not the digging per se, you know. But I've been kind of on Dome Keeper for like the rest of the week, and I've been kind of on a few other things, I guess. But one game Marvel's a month, maybe, or or assuming none of my mods are here right now, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But But to be fair, again, it has its pros and cons. You know, I was productive, but at the same time, I would be lying if I could if I didn't see a pair of balls that I just couldn't help but salivate on the idea of seeing them roll down the track. Like I just need it. I still don't believe in the cold turkey element, but but I haven't really played a game like over a week, so it has to account for something. You know, it has to account for something. But who knows? Anyways, I also been trying to streamline the subtitles because I know I think after the last because here's the thing, after the last stream I realized I kind of lost them. I think maybe some people may have noticed for last stream like last Tuesday, but while I was trying to do some amount of editing, I kind of realized that I really hate having to do stuff. I really hate having to manually work on subtitles for like a good chunk of the short, or the clip or whatever. So I've been looking up for so I haven't really tested it out yet, but I have been trying to get some plugins in to kind of hopefully streamline the whole process a little better. So to the point where it's you guys don't have to spend an hour watching me struggle, trying to figure out what, struggle with subtitles because I'm really starting to hate. I'm not gonna lie, I really am starting to hate uh subtitles. I mean, it's not okay. To be fair, it's not bad entirely. Also, Mecha welcome. It's not entirely bad, but when shorts, especially when people are extra conversational, they're extra chatty, it gets. I think the Shimimi thing clip short I was still working on for ever and ever, the one where she was just going absolutely fast speed. I think that may have been the breaking. So after I realized it took forever, I was like, yeah, I definitely need an alternate plan. I need an alternate plan. Underfighter. Thank you. Okay, well, Uno reverse back to you, Underfighter. Uno reverse to you. Also, Taco, welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah. So honestly, yeah, you know what? In the end of the day, I think it did came with its benefits. The abstain from marbles turned out to be a good thing after all. I just have to redirect that productivity back to clips, and anything will be good. You know. But yeah, who knows? Anyways, but yeah, I was primarily just work. So yeah, the last couple of days I was really just kind of working on revamping the overlays, particularly with the gamer zone and the editor's room, however you want to call it. You can push captions to some. I could, but I, it's just strange to admit that I hate having to offset work to somebody because I generally feel bad. And I like to think if I'm capable of doing it, I would like to try to do. This blasphemy will be known in your file, I'm sure. Here's the thing. I like I said, it's not complete blasphemy. Okay, I do miss Marvels, and I will admit, during the worst parts of it, it's gotten bad to the point where I kind of had looked for other substitutes in its place. I tried Peggle, and Peggle was fun, but it's no Marvels. I tried other stuff, and I mean, Dome Keeper was doing a decent job, but again, not Marvels, right? No balls, no it's there's no there's nothing to it. And I will, and it's as much as I hate to admit this, it may have gotten bad to the point where I actually have agreed to do a future collab involving League. And I'm not gonna say this was my proudest moment, but I will commit to it. I haven't really talked to Aki about it yet, but we will set something up. Did you say Okay, guys, you gotta understand. This was early on. I was desperate. Okay, I needed something. I need something in its place. I needed something to replace Marvels, and they wouldn't. And my mods wouldn't let me do Marvels, so I had to do the only thing I could. And granted, League was arguably the worst option of everything else. But at the same time, how bad could it really be, right? Maybe the whole league, the league being horrible thing. Maybe that's just overblown. Maybe it's just blown out of proportion. And at least from the people I know that have played League, people seem to like really be into it. Oh, you're gonna be converted to toxic. Whoever's responsible for getting you to stop Marvels has to understand that League is. Well, here's the thing. They could get me to stop playing Marvels, but they can't stop me from trying to find a replacement. And I'm not gonna say this is I'm partially doing this as a way to get back at the mods, because they probably would not care. If anything, I feel like I would be punishing you guys, but I'm willing to kind of give it a chance. I thought about it for a while, and I think maybe I can, maybe I'm willing to give it a chance, because the people I know, a lot of people, contrary to people tell you that League sucks, and maybe League sucks, who knows? I know a good chunk of people that have played League, and they seem really into it. And how am I supposed to mod David if I can't mod him first? Oh, don't worry. I mean, to be fair, I removed the remod option for David temporarily because of the fact that they tried to snitch. He snitched and claimed that I was secretly doing marbles without letting the other mods know. And here's the thing: here, if you want to snitch, by all means, but snitches get stitches. So I need a place for drinking. I guess I'll do. Okay, I will admit, if I did technically do this as a way to get back at my mods, I'm pretty sure this is the worst possible option. So, but again, I'm willing to give it a chance, and I did, and I have to talk to Aki later, but I have to figure out like what's a good time. But I did promise to do this. I did promise I would do this. So for better or for worse, I'm willing to give it a try. And for all I know, maybe maybe it won't be bad after all. I mean, Graham might be at the expense of me losing my entire viewer base, but it may not be bad after all. It may not be bad. So, sometimes you gotta give the worst things. You gotta give even the worst things a chance at the end of the day. I mean, hopefully. Look, guys, again, I was desperate. Okay, I was desperate. Please, you have to understand. Yeah, you have to understand. I was desperate at the time. I think I'm adjusting though. I did adjust mentally ever since then. By shifting my focus to actual productive stuff. So, it just is as. And I appreciate you supporting me, those, even in spite of the amount of pain that I'm probably gonna give you. But we'll see. Like I said, I haven't set up the league stream yet. It'll probably be at sometime this month. It'll probably be sometime this month. They'll give you Marvel's back eventually. I feel like I need to find a way to actually quote convince them, convince them convince them that this is too harsh of a punishment. I think 7 days I learned my lesson, and I learned the benefits of staying away from Marvels most of the time. Got to rate to David's mom. All right. All right. I mean, listen, we could raid David's mom, okay? Because David's mom, I imagine, would be more. I imagine she'd be more cool than David. I imagine. Now, let me see. Actually, let me check. Let me check out her Twitch account. Let's see. Twitch.tv/xqc. Oh, there you go. Okay, we got set up, so don't worry about it. We got it. Yeah. Anyways, don't worry about it. Hey, Jesus, welcome in. Hey, Jesus, I hope you're doing well. I think I'm getting a little better. I will admit, early on during the withdrawals, I was kind of desperate, admittedly. But I think things have improved. I think things have. Now that I realize I can finally actually pay attention to actual work. So, it is how it is. It is how it is. So, like I said, I revamped some overlays, particularly with the gamer zone and the editor's room. So things, so I don't want to say this is like a rebrand, but it is more of a refresh. So because I kind of figured, because as much as I like the old overlays, I will admit I was kind of, it was in need of overhaul. So, but yeah. Anyways, like again, it's probably not the most basic, it's probably not the most intricate thing, but I kind of liked it. Raid your local dumpster. That we will. Also, why is the music player right above me? Oh well. But yeah, I mean, again, simple but to the point. I'm actually a little more proud of the editor's room, though. You know, I'm a little more proud of this one. Here's the thing, because I looked at the old overlays and I was like, I needed a much bigger. I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I'm not getting enough screen space, so I was like, why don't I just revamp it up? And then the simple intention was like, I was just gonna do a simple overlay. But then, things, in usual fashion, I just kind of looked at, took it what was supposed to be a simple project, and it turned out it ended up being a 3-day process in terms of like looking up tutorials, trying to figure out how to actually do an overlay. And sure enough, one thing led to another, and there we go. So, but hopefully this looks like a pretty. Hopefully this is a decent update. Hopefully, I'm not the only one who has used the guide raise. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. There have been a few others. Honestly, to be fair, not a lot of people use the guide raid thing, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was kind of working on this. I was thinking maybe I could probably revamp. I was thinking about maybe revamping a little more, like to the point where maybe we could actually get like, I don't know, a much better refresh, like a much better, update just in time for summer. Just like maybe something. That, or alternatively, I just completely forget, and nobody reminds me until like 6 months in, probably. You know, so but it is what it is. But yeah. So yeah, things so far, yeah, things surprisingly was more productive than I realized. Um, I will. There's also another reason why I kind of went on here tonight, and it may be because of the possibility that may actually, after like a couple months, I may actually decide to shift more towards the afternoon day streams. Possibly. It's a crime to clip myself now once this is inside the log cat gets up. Listen, me and my 8 other selves can, they never want uppies, okay? They're not that they would ever want. It is what it is, It'd be what it be. But yeah. But I was gonna say, I was thinking about maybe probably shifting more towards like, I don't know if I could do. I don't know. I want to try to maybe do more day streams, but at the same time, because I think after the last night stream, I'm not gonna lie, I think I was like, I realized I'm not getting as much energy as I used to, and I think maybe that coincides with the fact that my sleep schedule's actually been shifted back towards normal again. Since now you say it's your editor, you can clip yourself whenever. You're not technically wrong. I could say that. I could theoretically say that. I could, but but I will say I am sort of getting more into the. As much as I hate to admit it, I am slowly also warming up to the idea of maybe making clips of myself, or at least get like get like some of my more. Well, I want to say good moments, but honestly, nearly all you guys have already clipped me at my most out of context, and I don't understand why. I never understood why. A lot of this is taken out of context. Like I said, guys, come on. I like to think I'm a little more straightforward, a little more nicer, straightforward. Oh my god. Yo, Mecca. Okay, thank you for tier 1 sub for Truck. Thank you. We just have a context compilation. I would hope. Okay, maybe. Assuming Baggy has not already done that. Yeah, it is nice. Mecca again! Thank you so much for another gifted sub to this time Turtle Scholar. So far, a lot of familiars too. Thank you. Yeah, they honestly, it's as much like random. Oh my god, Mecca again. We're targeted gift subs. This time to Taco. Thank you so much for that. 3. You're almost to the 50. I'm not gonna tell you to do one more. I'll leave that up to you. But triple kill. But honestly, I always kind of like that because you actually know where who are my most recurring. I don't know why Pod got blocked, but oh well. But yeah, thank you for that, Micah. You never had to, but thank you. Shouldn't be with context. There's no good option apparently, with or without context. But here, okay. So here's what I was thinking though. If I do decide to clip, if I do decide to go forward and actually edit clips of myself, I'll probably put them over to like my other channel, the channel that currently is dormant, the one that people may have found, Oh my god, Hype Train! The one that's currently dormant, I may repurpose that as my own personal clip channel. I'll take that into consideration, But yeah, Hype Train, indeed. Yeah, it's still all my Jesus. I'm not allowing that. Okay, that's taking its toll, probably. That's taking its toll. Who knows? Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas as far as like how I want to like. I don't know, because it's kind of weird to talk about branding or like talk about like putting yourself out there. I think, and most people kind of know me as the Clipper. They know me as the Clipper. It'd be interesting to see maybe what happens if I put a couple of my own clips out there, but it also be I imagine it would also be confusing about people who see the name and they see if they know, or at least if they know what that name is, like if they recognize the name, and then they see the person that does the clips, and then they also see a random long cat talking about denying these allegations because they're not real allegations. Okay, nothing, or at least they're not true. you know I think that was kind of why I was always adamant against it, because of the fact that digital footprints are everything, and so far my digital footprint, oh my god, again, 50 so okay, thank you. Tier 1 sub to Chris. Damn. I don't know what to say, but thank you. I like hanging in there when I catch it. Clips from work, but just to give. Yeah, true. But most of the clips I put out are usually for other people. I was like, I don't know. But I was talking about digital footprint. I was like, what? How are people going to remember? Like, if I ever like disappear one day, how are people going to remember me? Most people are probably going to remember the channel, or it would be, but it would be interesting if I just leave a couple clips about stuff regarding uppies or whatever, And I figured that the confusion would be interesting. Which do you think is a better triple chocolate chip cookies or cheesecake? Oh, cheesecake all the way. Actually, no, I take it back. Triple chocolate, because at least that's more convenient to take. You could take that on the go. Cheesecake, sadly, you can't keep it forever. So, yeah. Triple chocolate always, The Pegasus. Yeah, I mean, if I had a pegging bit, I'm pretty sure that would stick with me, the same way like a peg would stick with most people. But that's that's not me. That can never be me. Do not spread this, please. Please don't spread this. Anyways, 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 anyways. Who would ever? But yeah. Oh, the Pegasus. If I trademark Pegasus, would that what would you think if I ever decide to copyright Pegasus? Oh, and Truck, thank you for. Okay, there's no way I dug myself 100 times. There's no way I'm pretty sure half of that. I'm pretty sure that number's overblown. But regardless, congratulations, Truck, number 100. I'm still trying to figure out how to open that command for regular people, but I think I kind of kept this to VIPs because of the fact that I was worried regular viewers were just gonna take anything I say out of context, even stuff that isn't meant to be funny. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll allow it out one day. But yeah, honestly, to be fair, the Star Stream is basically just me giving updates because it has been 5 days, a little over 5 days, probably enough for something to happen. And honestly, some stuff has kind of happened. I've already talked about you know, the what you call it, the apps abstaining from the balls, abstaining from marbles. I already got that out of the way. I will say that there's a few other things. I have, like, IRL wise. I do have a few more interviews this week, and as for job interviews, because FYI, TLDR, yeah, the last several months literally been kind of without jobs. So I've been kind of flowing by for a little while. I have like 2 interviews this week. We'll see how it goes. And I kind of think maybe, and to be fair, that's probably part of the other reason why I wanted to bring up the possibility of me doing more day streams, because something they didn't tell me the actual hours if I do get the jobs, but something tells me that these are going to be mornings. These are likely going to be daytime. Uh, you know, like the 9 to 5, or like, whatever, those sub hours, which would kind of make doing a night stream or like the midnight streams a little more less likely. At least, like, when I'm working. So also, Sirocco, thank you so much for gifting tier 1 to Sparky Beardy. Also, how are you doing, Sirocco? Hope you're doing well. And the train continues. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Fortress. So sorry you're doing, Fortress. And how are you doing, Baggy? Welcome in. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes this week. If I do get hopefully I get something. Because, yeah, it has been a little over a month. I have to earn some pay. I gotta earn some pay today at this month. 100. Damn, Dawson, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Fingers crossed. Well, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Also, thank you. And thank you so much for the hype train. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just have been kind of like, it's like, right now at this point, it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't. But if it does happen, this may directly. Okay, I don't want to say that this is gonna be like the last time I do a midnight stream, but it would probably be the last time I could do it on a regular basis. If I do end up getting a job at some point this week. So we'll see how it goes. But the plus side though is that, again, maybe more day streams. We'll see how it goes. It's just a wait and see situation. It is what it is. Also, my butt itches. So yeah. That's all I got as far as updates. So as far as IRL updates, I will see it. Well, again, if one of the jobs literally is like 5 minutes away. So anything close to proximity is always gonna be good. So maybe what be. But yeah. The lesson this entire week was abstaining from marbles, good and bad. A lot of good, a lot more good than a lot bad. But I did immediately brought in a good chunk of that bad. So the 5-minute commute is awesome. Wish you luck. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And honestly, I kind of need it, especially because I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot to renew my license plates, so I have to take care of that tomorrow as well. So, oops. Time flies when you're having fun, and a lot, and when you have fun, you tend to get distracted by a lot of stuff. Marbles admittedly was one hell of a distraction. So, it was one hell of a distraction, admittedly. But it happens. It happens. So, but with all that said, I think I will promise for whether or not my mods will agree to it or not, that we will do it. That marbles will return. And if I have it my way, hopefully soon, at some point this month. Hopefully. Maybe today. Maybe today. Because so far, none of my mods have actually popped up. So I think I can actually get away with it. So, and if David snitches, again, we can always unmod him again. So, is how it is. So, but we'll give him, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Sorry. We'll see how it goes within the next hour or so. We'll see how it goes. Nice thing about Tracy is that they can't snitch. Thankfully, yes. Well, for all I know, for all I know, either Wolf or somebody else has hacked it into it, and I can't access it. Who knows? You lulled them into a false sense of security by being away from stream. Yeah, I went into essentially. I just went into hiding the entire week, and maybe I went under the radar. I think we're good, and I think I'm good. I think they forgot about it. I think they forgot about it. So I think we can get away with it. Hopefully. Let me see who's there. I don't see Wolf live. PNG I think might still be, or not live. I don't think Wolf is there right now. PNG is live. ET I know is there, but I don't think ET would snitch. ET, I hope you don't snitch. I know you're listening to me. I know you're here. Oh, there you are. Tinus maybe with Soren too. Who knows? But we'll see. But yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, very short stream today. Let's find something right now. It feels a little. It always feels weird, like ending stream after 30 minutes. We can't do it like that. Well, if there's a spy among us, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Well, welcome back, Fishman. Keep in mind you are back, but you are currently under probationary status. So, just making that clear. You know. So we'll see. But honestly, also, Ethan, to answer your question, there's always spies. There's always spies. There's always spies here. A lot of them represent David Corp. A good chunk represent Emmy Corp. A lot of them probably are representing other agencies and corporations that I'm not aware of. Among Us, indeed. A lot of them. Yeah, everyone's among us. Everyone's an imposter. But yeah, welcome back, Fishman. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. And usually this is the part where I could say, who wants to play Marvels? But I gotta be extra careful. Maybe give me like another half hour. We'll see. I don't want to take any chances. Because if I okay, like I said, it's only gonna be like maybe a couple races at best. And if it doesn't, if I don't get anything less than, if I get anything less than that, I'm gonna bust. Okay, Fish Ants probably spy. He usually is. But who he's to spy for is a whole other deal. So you know, hey, Jesus, don't give me that look. Listen. I've been busting all week. Okay, I've been busting as in busting my ass. Okay, I deserve marbles. I need marbles. I need a lot of marbles. All right. So this was your. It could be worse. So someone's low here, but shows up to their streams. We have nothing we get to. We just have nothing we get to spy and apply pressure with. Uh, yeah, I think that's. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised. I think I intentionally train you guys to be that way too. So it just is how it is. Give me marbles, or I'll turn your mods into marbles. Honestly, by all means, if it means I could get marbles, by all means, I mean, to be fair, I mean it would suck to throw them under the bus, but considering most of them, I don't think pop in around this time. I think I can afford to turn some of them into marbles, right? Et, you're spared though, so because you're actually here, so it is what it is. So, and also thank you again, thank you Et, because thanks to you, I have been playing Dome Keeper for a week, for over a week, to the point where David literally DMs me and he tells me, "Yo," he DMs me. I forgot what he DM'd me about, but I think it was his usual. He just wanted to prove that he was right, or that you were right. I don't know. Listen, it's not because of the digging. All right, the digging is just secondary. The what was most important was the management, the time management, the every can't. It was a good game, and thank you for recommending that, Et. So yeah, if you've heard, you'll know from context. I like to here. Is it sad to admit that I like to think that because most of my mods are usually mods for like other people, that I would assume that they will be too busy to even try to check my mods. Like for example, PNG is PNG mods for me, but he also mods for like several dozens of other people. And it's the same with Wolf. If they're in, and I hate to say that I'm not as important, but the people that they mod for definitely are more worth moderating. So I'm just like I'm like the cat that could take care of itself for the most part. So I like to think that because I'm and I hate to say that it's just a case of me being low on the totem pole, but I like to assume that that type of oversight kind of allows me to sort of maybe get away with this possibility. So I think, I think I like to think that's the case. I think we could get away with this. And so far, to be fair, last Tuesday I did sort of technically violated that rule, but nobody gave me crap about it. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. Just give us a Van David option. Well, here's the thing though. Banning is art. Here's the thing. As much as I would say hell yeah, the problem is I think after if you ban somebody one too many times, eventually Twitch flags the user as suspicious. So Wolf even has a tracker for game mod now. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Wolf also has a tracker for usually just like everything. If his Discord was any indication, the parasocial sensors they set up for himself. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh yeah, I'm aware of those parasocial sensors. I would almost be terrified to set parasocial sensors for myself. Because not so much because of like me doing something suspicious, but I think it's more because I'm so used to routine that people are just gonna recognize that said routine. Which I guess is the point of like a parasocial sensor. But it's like wake up, I leave. It's like wake up, I leave bedroom, I go to bathroom, and I go to kitchen, and I go back to bedroom for like hours on end because that's where my computer is. You know, I think it's too mundane of a routine that people will just figure out right off the bat. You know, so I'm like, oh, you know, oh, yeah, I don't know. And all this to say, yeah, no, I'm not worth. If I don't think I'm worth being parasocial. I don't think I'm worth having people be parasocial for me. Not that saying this is a good thing. It's not a good thing. But you definitely of anyone you could be parasocial for, you definitely should not be parasocial for me because I am probably again have arguably one of the most mundane routines that you would expect. So you know, although I'm pretty sure routine's like the last thing in people's minds. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Um, but yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I also, but like I said, I have to also kind of get back to doing clips. The entire week I was like, you know, instructions unclear. I'm now stalking a cat. Listen, you could stalk any other cat in existence. You don't need to stalk me, or what I or what I do, or what I look at on the internet at this time of the night. So just the usual stuff. I don't know what routine has to do with parasocialism. I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. I kind of assume parasocial. I mean, I kind of assume there are people that are just insane enough, like in the parasocial realm spectrum, that they would be obsessed over someone's routine. I know people will get like parasocial over like a good chunk of other things. I like to assume routine is like like an under overlooked element. But I guess that's just. But to be fair, if you're obsessed with one's routine, I guess that does make you a stalker. So yeah, actually, that's probably not a good thing to have. Who knows? Yeah, they're extreme for anything. I guess they're like essentially just stalking. You know, stalking. Yeah. So, but anyways, well, before I forget, be obsessed with someone's routine would be first. Yeah, that's pretty much that. It is essentially just stalking. So some kind of parasocial pre-supporting some kind of relationship, not necessarily where there isn't one. Stalking is a potential outgrowth. That yeah, all David does is eat hot chip. I, they, me and David are not dating. Okay, you've been misinformed yet again. Like I have to convince you guys. Come on, me and him are just good. Okay, we're not good friends. To be fair, actually, okay, fine. No, we are good friends, but we're not like you know you know. Luckily, no one can stalk nine separate cats. Thankfully, no. Nor can they. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of cats in general. That's someone can stalk someone without being serious. It's usually a crime. Yeah, it's pretty much like if a streamer is going to do something, the likely in chatter say you shouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that's really Paris. Yeah, but sometimes that still doesn't really stop people from like uh or yeah, I guess in this case, the streamer. Yeah, it depends on if the streamer's actually being reactive or receptive to it. So bros, but not like bros. Listen, that sounds a lot more sus than it needs to be. It's like, oh, you know, okay, baggy. I can explain this one. I can I can explain. Okay, that was there for a good while. To be fair, okay, that was there for a good while. That was before I even became a long cat. That was been there for years. I I forgot the reason why that existed, but I know it came from Bobby Brooks' chat, and I think maybe it was because I was, as much as I hate to admit, maybe even maybe even before people kind of knew me for saying some really out of context stuff. I may have been more subtle. I may have also did something like that a couple years back, a little more subtly, mind you, but obviously not subtle to the point where they made an emote out of that. I forgot. I actually forgot what I forgot why that came to fruition. But yeah, I will say this, and I hate to point this out as a detail, but if you actually look close up, it's the green hearts. You could probably see the outline of a certain grass gremlin's tail. I It's not what it seems like. I will say this. It's not what it seems like, but this was like relatively early on. I It's not what it looks like. I promise you. I promise you. I don't know what I'm trying to imply. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's it's not what it seems like. It's crazier. I I almost kind of forgot. I almost kind of forgot scams. The Simpsons was even. I forgot I had Simpsons for a while. Okay. Again, it's a lot more say so than it appears to be. Now, granted, I know it looks ridiculously out there, but trust me, it was a little more. It was a lot more say so than that. It was a lot more say so. Is this a marble? That isn't. Well, technically, it's also an orb, and a certain wacky brain makes those said orbs. I have an orb. So a few of your favorites also have orbs. So yeah, yeah, the orbs in question. Anyways, yeah, let's steer away from the Simps. Let's steer away from the Simps allegations. Okay, it's not what it looks like. Ain't what it looks like. Anyways, orbs. Come on, who doesn't love orbs? See, going back to the whole thing with marbles, you wonder. To be fair, I guess I probably should blame Wacky for this one because Wacky was the one that introduced to the whole concept of orbs. And I look at it and it's no wonder that I ended up enjoying marbles later on because I see these and I'm like, you know, they roll so naturally. You know, it makes me want to see more balls rolling down the track. So that's why. That's why. I mean, that's kind of one of the main bases of my addiction. So yeah, that that's just that is how it is. Of course, I'm looking at the Simpson email, and I also realize I'm also a ball. Huh. It's funny how that works. Brooke kind of talks about balls all the time. I think fun fact, I think the bit started the moment I did like I did like a clip of Brooke like several years back. And the first words you literally hear is like, is essentially her loving balls out of context. So, why is Bustin still playing? We got to play something different. Also, spontaneous male pregnancy. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Her marvels, maybe. But I got to make this clear. This ain't authorized marbles in the sense that none of my mods are supposed to catch me playing marbles because technically I promised them I wouldn't play marbles anymore because they figured that my addiction was spiraling too hard. But I think at this time, usually most of my mods are asleep. So I think we can kind of play a couple rounds. Maybe an even an hour. You know? Maybe even an hour. We'll see. Give me like maybe 10, 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Concept of anything related to Brooke's stream career makes me feel old. Yeah. Honestly, I followed Brooke when she was like relatively like when she was just getting started. So yeah. A lot of the time, like a lot of the mentions and ties to like Bowie Brook usually go inside to that. Don't worry, we got the goods today. We got some real good shit. I tell you. Hopefully, it's the finest shit, and hopefully that shit will be much like real fine shit. It'll smell good. I mean, roll roll good. Anyways, all to say, I miss marbles. The longest I've been following streamers 6.5 years. Yeah, I think the longest I've followed was yeah, the longest I followed was like around 4. And that was like before even the whole VTuber thing. So like following VTubers and everything. So but yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Anyways, I'm gonna open up I'm gonna open this up. Let me just open this up. I think I could get away with this. He did become a VTuber over time. I watched streamers long before I made a tweet. Yeah. I think one of my earliest ones definitely surprisingly was like from the fighting game community. More specifically, I think the first person that I ended up like following, I think might have been Maximilian, dude. If you don't know him, he's usually the guy that's usually some. He's like a cornerstone in like the fighting game community. I'm not like that big of like a fighting game type of guy, but a lot of his stuff is like I don't know. I found his YouTube originally. I was like, he plays a lot. Like he plays a lot of other games. He plays like Resident Evil. He plays like a good. And he definitely loved like Final Fantasy 7, and yeah, I saw a good chunk of his content and was like damn. I mean, he was seemingly cool as fuck. So I was like, oh, I might as well join it. Yeah, I might as well follow him. So it's enough energy that people know very little. Like, yeah, he's really good with that, and he's like, he's just generally funny. So I was like, oh, he used to be a 100% YouTube frog, them, and follow this smug dog legit. It basically made me full switch to Twitch after. Yeah, I think I started watching streams regularly in 2017. Create account in September 2019. Quite surprising. Yeah, so I think as early as like 2018, I started watching. Was like what I started regularly watching Twitch streams, but not to the point where I was like, I was obsessively watching him, like watching streams in general. Like just catch like the occasional stream or two, And then I didn't really get full on into that until like much later, like 2 years ago. So yeah, yeah, it's funny how it goes. I looked it up at times, ward your memory. I would watch two streams or watch streams 2 years before he made this count, not long before. Yeah, so yeah, I think I kind of did the same thing too. I didn't even bother like making an account to like much like what 2018. Yeah, probably around the same time year 2018. So 2012 is a long time. Yeah, honestly, wasn't that around the time like it was Twitch was still a subsidiary of Justin TV, or was Justin TV long gone by that? If you know, Yeah, who wants Justin TV? Who knows? Anyways, let me just open this up because you know at the end of the day, one or two races never hurts in the long run, and it's been 5 days. You can't go for cold turkey all the time. Back when sleeping was not allowed, indeed. Honestly, during a time when I used to be able to do all nighters like it's nothing. Now I can't even bother. Now I can't even try to get through the night, or I can't even get through like one whole day without like having to completely doze off to sleep. Also, welcome back from ad break. Sky Flies just Shaggy's a big cat, and that was just a cheat. Yeah, and that was the funny thing because Twitch was meant to be like the gaming spinoff of Justin TV, and then Twitch got so big that ultimately its parent channel essentially ceased operations, and all that chatting element obviously now is Twitch. It's funny how that goes. Got turned onto Twitch when your bud started VTubing over COVID and got a huge crash course in internet anime dolls. Hopefully, just like dolls, right? Not like the. Oh wait, sorry, anime dolls. Like I don't. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about like literal dolls. I was like, oh, we're talking about the say so dolls, right? So yeah. I still remember reading about Twitch plays Pokemon way back in the day. Yeah, I remember that. I also remember them going on like marathons. Well, to be fair, they still do marathons with Bob Ross here and there, but yeah, yeah. You also used Twitch to launch League a decade ago. I used to I mean, when I wasn't watching the dude, I think I usually was just like watching like speed runs, usually mostly of like Super Mario 64, because I just thought like, and I didn't like understood. I mean, I understood enough that it was like, oh, you're trying to beat like the world record speed runs or whatever. But I was just more interested to see how they were able to try to do it. You know, or at least an introduction to that. But yeah. Also, yeah, like I said, future apologies. Future apologies when I do inevitably do D League collab because, like I said, I'm willing to commit. I already committed to it, so I'm gonna have to do the stream. I can't say. Well, I don't want to say that it's not my problem because, like I said, if I really didn't want to, I would have said no. But you know, desperations make you do a lot of crazy things. So, at some point, there will be a league collab. I just have to talk to Aki. I have to talk to Aki about it. But you know, it is what it is. I might have watched some games and yeah, so games in the quick too. I definitely remember them doing maybe I watched like a stream too from games in the quick in the past. Hmm. League you were watching was mainly Worlds back when you care about the esport movement. The esport movement indeed. Like I said, maybe it's not as bad as it seems to be. I mean, we already know like a good like me, and like maybe people that you know definitely are league players. Either they're closet league players, or they wear it with a badge of honor. But you know, they're definitely around. They're definitely around. You know, for all we know, your mom might even be a secret league player. Your brother might be a league player. Your granddaddy might be a league player. Your dog might be a league player. You know? The addiction spreads, just like marbles at the end of the day. You have a dog? Probably. I mean, listen, it wouldn't be the first time people realize they had stuff. Like without realizing it. Recovering league players and league PTSD recover. Don't forget. Yeah, those them too. Them too. Them too. Anyways, let me take a quick drink. And let's open this up. I did actually open up. Whoop. Okay. Your coworker's a recovering league player. I've never. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, people always talk about how they're just like recovered. They're trying to steer clear of it, but they always end up coming back to it at the end of the day. And I've always said before, my absolute fear isn't so much about playing a game I hate, but giving a game that I never played a try and actually being addicted to it. Especially if it turned out to be League of all things, I'm pretty sure my life as I knew it will be completely over. You know, maybe I'll finally I'll tip the cap. You know, call it a career if you call the clipping thing a career, and just enjoy the rest of my days as a league player. I think that's the worst possible case scenario. you know because because here's the thing, even because the biggest fear is like being addicted to a game for so long that you prioritize it over the stuff that you should be doing. And I was kind of like that with like RuneScape for like a good while. For like a good chunk of while back in December. Not to the point where it got in the way, but it's like I was definitely on that for like the remaining month. So, you know, but yeah. Hopefully will not be any different. Well, okay. Hopefully this will be different. Sorry. Not it should be different. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyways. Let me move this down. You could do worse. You could be addicted to League and be do Dead like oh my god. It's been a while since I played Dead by Daylight. It's been way too long since I played Dead by Daylight. Are you that way with Marvels? To an extent, not to the point. Okay, maybe to the point where I prioritized it a bit too much, but we're kind of on the way back down to just being occasional players. But we won't. But you know, I don't like to think that's the case, but I don't know for sure. And the only way I'll know for sure is, you know, if I were to play marbles. You know, if I were to play marbles. Anyways, let me just readjust this here. Honestly, this looks all good. I think having covered single player games well, yeah, generally usually is. Uh, marbles on. All right, it's been a while. Predictions DCU. Oh, it's been a while. Actually, I haven't really played DCUO. Oh god, they actually made longer maps. That would be insane if our first map was over 2 hours long. What does it take to make a map with this? I believe. Hold on one sec. Let me see. I mean, the build. Okay, this we're not playing the race. I'm just checking out the build mode, so this isn't the race. But I'm just kind of curious about what this looks like. I mean, has anyone ever done a stream where they were just building marble maps? We edging marbles now. I don't mean to. Okay, I don't mean to, but you know, not a separate thing. It would be funny if I just technically did marbles, but I just only did the building element and edge you guys. Huh. Wait, let me see. How do you even do this? Now I'm kind of curious. God, not the peg. Maybe the editor will teach us why everything looks fallopian. They are, sorry, they are oddly. Oh, never mind. Found it. They are oddly fallopian. To be fair, when your mods do find out, that will be up. Listen, they can't say they directly did a race because you know, this is anything but a race, right? But yeah, I mean, to be fair, this seems all right, but you know, who knows? I don't think this wouldn't count. This wouldn't count. Oh, I accidentally closed some marbles. Didn't mean to do that. Anyways, let me open that up again. My bad. You think if I did any other game other than actual racing, do you think that would count? Like if I were to do like Royale or Tilted, or even what the hell's Dust? I don't even know. Or Bloop is like the pachinko. Their answer to like pachinko. This means I can make that map as Vanky Tutoria. Theoretically, you could. Although I think the only downside though is obviously it only lasts for one season. So you know. So unfortunately, it's like, oh, you know, you only get to enjoy for like a month or two. You know, we need something more. We need something more high octane. Well, it's okay. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while, but exclamation mark play. 3 minutes 12 seconds. 3 minutes 12 seconds. Like I said, if they catch me, they catch me. It's whatever. You know. And I swear, if David snitches on me again, retribution will happen. It's guaranteed. So, okay. 2 minutes. It's been so long since I even got to say exclamation mark play. I don't even know how to freaking say it correctly. Exclamation mark play. Because after a while, you get used to rhythm, and it's like, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but like even like after even after like a week, if you don't say it after a while, you just kind of forget. At least in my case, you kind of forget. You know, it has to be it has to be forced habit at this rate. Exclamation mark play. Exclamation mark play. Exclamation mark play. Play exclamation mark. The long cat demands that you play. Also, we finally get to showcase the actual 7TV emote. That mean because the moment I changed that up, ironically enough, was the moment that they decided that I need to do, Marvel's rehab, or abstain from Marvels. That was the biggest irony of it all. So now I get to finally showcase this. And I didn't really make that cat. It was like two different emotes, but I edited it. I photoshopped it, so I'll take that for what it is. Anyways, yeah, play exclamation mark playa, exclamation mark pile or whatever, Okay. But yeah, in the meantime, let me see your guys' balls. I miss seeing your guys' balls. Um, all right, forgot to change this up for a while. Uh, Jesus, you in the Texas hat mix that. Truck, you got your Buster Sword. That's a nice surprise change pace. Uh, yeah, baggy with the helmet as always. The Buster. I'm surprised. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised the Buster Sword even exists, but it's like, damn, who would dunk it? Yeah, the a Buster. Yeah, Truck actually has a Buster Sword with him. That's insane. Yeah, Truck. Truck. The more I see you in the marbles, the more I realize you really like to trick yourself out. You learn to do a schedule. Okay, I will say this. I will commit to a schedule this month. Maybe not this week. Okay, admittedly not. Maybe not this week. Maybe so. Who knows? But I will recommit to a schedule. I just initially hated schedules because I don't like being fine tuned to a you know I don't like being deadlined. But at the same time, I know most people would rather have it so that they know what to expect. So I'll commit to it some point this month. I'll commit to it. Anyways, neutral, you are in the lead. Is this a schedule? I mean that's my type of schedule. You know, the type of schedule that makes you want to gamble at all. Oh, but yeah, neutral still in the lead. Oh wow, we're going topsy turvy here. Yay marbles! Yay marbles! Do not tell anybody about this, but yay marbles! I mean, particularly the mods. Do not tell the mods this, but yay marbles! I was wondering if that emo was familiar. I was like, damn. I could have sworn that was the same one that I saw in like. I was probably wrong, but I could have sworn it was like the same one I saw on Truck's symbol or whatever it was. I could be going delusional like I always am, but who knows? Who knows? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I got the lead. 5 days. Well, not even 5 days. 2 weeks gone, and I still got it. If streaming was my job, I would follow schedule. As it stands, I just stream if I feel up to. Yeah. I honestly, yeah. To be fair, it's still not really. It's still kind of secondary, compared to like the other type of clips that compared to like clipping in general. Like I still like get like a decent chunk out of that whenever I can. So to be fair though, just content creation in general is just hard to kind of make a job out of by default. Even if you are like relatively successful, because like if it's like, yeah, I know it's just like even if you are like relatively like notable, or and you get like hundreds of thousands of views, or like you're streaming and people gift you like a whole lot out of like several times out of the month, it's still never guaranteed. Oh, Detective Crane, welcome in, Raiders. For those who don't know, my name is Shitsu Through and Two. Your VTuber clip around these parts. I'm also a legend documentarian, and I'm a long cat. It's a long story. Welcome in, welcome in, Detective Crane, and thank you for the follow. Red, welcome in as well. But yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good? What you been up to? Sorry, it's been like 5 days for me, so I'm already feeling rusty as far as like talking and stuff. But are we doing well? Yes, I am a long cat. Very long story. Doesn't show the extent or detail anything, but yes, to prove that I am long and I am proud. Mostly, so long as I keep my mouth shut, I am loud. I am long and I am proud. Also working on Pegasus. There's no Pegasus. There's no Pegasus. Don't believe the lies. He's 9 normal cats in a costume. Trust me, it's an interesting theory, admittedly, but no merit for that. Surely. Anyways, what have you been up to? What have you been up to, Crane? The good old detective. Welcome. We're just okay. To be fair, I want to say we're doing marbles, but to be fair, I'm doing marbles in secret because I can't let the mods know that we're going back to doing marbles. I told them that we had to keep that. I told them that I would lay off the marbles because they are convinced I have an addiction. I don't. And to be fair, they're technically right, but we're also teetering away from that addiction. So we're technically playing to prove a point. Also, yes, Maggie died. You can stop whenever you want. Yeah, exactly. And after 5 days, well, okay, I keep saying 5 days. I keep correlating this with the last. Okay, I guess that's true. After a long enough time, I think we've proven the point. That, and I'm doing this at a time when most of my mods aren't available, so we're technically doing this in secret, which is about as much of a secret as somebody checking the VOD later on. But it's still, we're counting this as a secret. But yeah, Crane. Regardless, if you need a Ray run, it's all good. Oh, so yeah, first place. I just realized again, 7 days out. Come on, nobody could say that I was rusty after this whole entire time. I still got it. I missed it so much. I miss it so much. Anyways, first round's on me. So first round's on me. Well, we got plenty of races to go. Probably, I'm committing to at least an hour. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Committing at least. Okay, I shouldn't say should commit to an hour, but exclamation mark play if you do want to play. I'm gonna try and do as long as we can here because I don't know when we'll be back to doing Marvels again. It may not be every day from here on out. We'll see how it goes. But so make this count! Exclamation mark play. See, it's all coming back together now. And they tell me this is an addiction. This is no addiction. This is no addiction. Come on now. It's just a simple cat enjoying his favorite hobby at the end of the day. You know? At like near 1, 2 in the morning, Who doesn't have their favorite hobbies at like 1 or 2 in the morning? You know, like in the middle of the night, questionably looking at, you know, looking at balls and whatnot. You know, who doesn't? Who? I can't be the only one, right? So yeah, exclamation mark play. Check if we have any marvels and stuff, bro. Yeah, do we have actual real marvels here? That we do. Well, except for Dosen, who still rocks the usual fish. Not nothing wrong with that per se. And and a drum, or was that actually? What is that? Oh, I love to play my balls. You know, I'm gonna take this as a positive. That's the spirit. Ignore the obvious Simpson emo. That's the spirit. The fact that PNG made this, I have to ask PNG why he made this game. But surely it wasn't. Surely this wasn't because I was said anything questionably sus. I know I said maybe I may have said something, but think about it now. It could not have been anything that sus. Surely, even because 2 years ago, I usually would never go out my way to be quote unquote horny. Worse, not that I'm horny on main, but I would have never gone out my way to act like a complete simp or gooner. You know, I because believe it or not, 2 years ago I was a very respectable being. You know, I was a very respectable person, even in chat, and I still am. 2 years later, just a little more edge, but still 2 years later. You know, still relatively. You know, I don't think all Sims are horny though. I mean, okay, you're not wrong. Or just, I definitely was not horny or parasocial. Especially not that time. Anyway, second race of the night. Yeah, emotionally dependent. One might say. I have to ask. I have to ask PNG what inspired him to make the Sims to emo, because that's definitely PNG's work. He's credit on there. I forgot why he made that, but the only hint I got is Brooke's tail reflecting in the on the glasses. I forgot why. For it was full moon that night. So, but anyways, Docent, or never mind, Ethan, you got the lead. And thank you for the hydrate. Cool. Brooke Capone, but from 2 years ago. From 2 years. Okay, I'll get back if I ever find out what happened. I'll get back to you guys about that. Maybe. I mean, depends on how incredibly sus is. I don't think it's sus. I genuinely think it's a lot more wholesome than it appears. Instead of VAP, we can buy for 2 months instead. May Maybe on a special occasion. It can't. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Because if I said something completely off the cuff and sus, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered it even by now. Even by now, I don't think it's as bad as it seems. At least compared to the things that I allegedly have said. You know, at this point, it probably was not as bad. It couldn't have been as bad. God, I hope it's not as bad. I don't. I'm pretty sure I didn't tell people to hop on paydates who even back in the day. I like to think I have a little more class than that, because long cats generally have class. Me, or if you want to believe the other theory, me and my 8 selves definitely have class. Because I would ban David instantly whoever became mod for anyone else's streams, no matter. He might still be into trying to becoming mod everywhere else. It might have been set back because he's busy like doing university, but he definitely still wants everybody's sword. So like he still wants all the swords. So to each their own. But yeah, I generally can't just simply ban David because you ban somebody for too long, too many times. Again, you know, they kind of get flagged as suspicious, and then they can't really even get into like our stream. So that it creates more problems for them. So timeouts is like the best we could do. UK education is saving us from mod tyranny everywhere. That it is. It's an aspiration. Although, although the fact that David has lost his crown a number of times does say a lot. Oh shit! I just realized I got one again. Okay, look. Okay, to be fair, guys, I think the game's just being generous to me because again, it's been forever. You know, I didn't rig this per se, but the game's just being nice to me. And honestly, it's well deserved. I like to think. But yeah, congratulations to me. Don't give me uppies, and yeah, we're in a good row. Now, with that said, I'm pretty sure this is gonna give to somebody else. So, oh no, Marvel's knows I'm relapsing to try to get me addicted again. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And yeah, race number 3 though. Exclamation mark play if you guys want to join. We'll be here for a while. At least within 2 hours, at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. Sirocco, welcome back. Listen, there's no shame in second, guys. There's no shame in second. Not that it's the best you could ever hope for in my straight races, because these races are fair, as I always say. But it's just being oddly generous to me today. It's a welcome back. I guess it's a welcome back to Marvel's sort of stream. So, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure things will get back to normal. I will be back to, race. I mean, again, my Marvel skills are never in play. It's never in doubt, and I think this proves it. If I win second place, should get VIP. Well, I haven't really. To be fair, I haven't given VIP via Marvels for a while. Tell you what, okay. Tell you what, I'll take you up on the offer, but it's gonna have to probably be like I'll probably be for 2 months. We'll make it special. We'll make it 2 months. Also, speaking of temporary VIPs and whatnot, PNG finally got through. He finally managed to complete every single certificate that was earned from 312 today onwards. So anyone who may have gotten this, who may have won, successfully given me uppies, your certificate is currently sitting in the Hall of Uppies in the Discord. Or if you don't want to join the Discord, that's fine. And just let me DM you and I'll send it to you directly. So yeah, you got options today. Also, like I said, shout out to PNG for that one because yeah, I know it took forever. I know it took forever. I know making like 20 plus certificates is not an easy feat. It's not an easy feat. It never could be an easy feat. Just don't really care. Well, I know, but we'll put up the offer just this one time, in just my way of, because I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back playing marbles. I might as well just offer this just this one time, and to honor the people that actually are here to play marbles with me at this time, even though you guys never had to. So yeah, probably automate most of the honestly, yeah, there are receipt options. There are definitely a lot of receipt options. So yeah. Also, welcome in Zen. It's just yeah, I've seen Soren do the receipt thing. I'll maybe we'll set it up. Maybe so. Anyways, 5 seconds. Race number 3. Race number 3. Also, Zen, I hope you're doing well. Do not tell the mods that we're technically. It's not a relapse, right? This is just to prove that I'm no longer as addicted. You know, so we're just playing an hour's worth of at least an hour's worth of marbles, and then we'll see how it goes. You know, because at some point, to prove that I like to think in some cases to prove that you're truly not an addict, you sometimes need to take the thing that you are addicted to, and if you could prove that you are acting ridiculously desperate about it, then we're doing what we can. We're more addicted to yeah. So if anything, this is for you guys, and it would be a shame to not give the people what they want, right? So also, Tom, welcome in. So yeah, if anything, it's for the people. It's for the fleas. Anyways, Ethan, you're in the lead. See, I told you guys, it's not gonna be a Shinsa sweep, okay? And thank you for the 15 stream streak! Exclamation mark play. Imagine if one of 12 steps was having a drink just. That's the highly listen. That's the highly elusive and rarely ever discussed 13th step. You take that step. Well, not with drinking particularly, but in particularly the 12 steps of marbles. The 13th step is definitely to take a race or two and prove that you are not addicted. Because no one would ever nobody can fully claim that they've cured or that they're cured or like moved on from marbles without proving this point. So yeah, you know, we're just merely doing the 13th step. Anyways, congratulations, Ethan, and nobody died today. So yeah. Oh wait, what? I forgot. I forgot who got second, or I forgot who got first. Oh right, okay. Well, Ethan. I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you, Ethan. Just for the hell of it, I'll give it to you for like a month or two. So yeah, exclamation mark play. 3 minutes on the clock if you want to join. I don't know how long I'll be racing. Like I said, it may not be as long, but we'll make it count as long as we can. As long as you do not snitch to the mods, I think we are good. So yay. And if you do snitch, I'm not gonna say there's any guarantees that you will be promptly punished, and not the good type of punishment, but like the actual Twitch related punishments of timeouts and whatnot. But we'll see. We can only see. Not that there was ever any type of good punishments, but just teach your own. Can't log into Discord in years. I can't snitch. There's no way. There's no way at the end of the day. 24-hour marbles? No. No, unfortunately, as real, we can't do 24-hour marbles because at some point, at least one of the mods is going to pop in here at some point. They're going to see me do marbles, and then they're gonna chastise me, and then I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that, please. Last thing I need is another intervention from the mod team about why I'm so addicted to marbles, or that I should stop doing marbles. I can't. I mean, I can now, but back the interventions suck. Okay, I'm not addicted, or at least now I'm no longer addicted. So love this community. We love Ginger more. I bet you do love Ginger. Not that I would ever associate with Ginger because I'm not the red haired one. Maybe one of my other 8 entities are, Tell your mods where tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, I should have told them because even if I did move, even if I am clean, and thank you for making me orange. Even if I am clean, technically I'm catering to you guys. So, and for them to tell me that I can't do marbles is for me to deny you guys what you want. So, it's just I think you make it. Next time okay, that is a good point though, Ethan. The next time, I'll definitely let them know. Also, side note, I really should go for some Cheetos because every time I now look at my orange self, I definitely just am now craving for Cheeto puffs. It, this because here's the thing the scan lines for some reason are making this color look a lot more Cheeto orange than it needs to be. It's not even originally Cheeto orange, but the OBS and like is literally and the color corrections literally make it look like it's Cheeto. It's Cheeto-y. Oh, okay. Damn. Okay, you guys are platforming. Okay, well, well, okay, well, Baggy, it's just I guess it's just your race to lose. As yeah, you guys are just, okay. Well, damn. There's a Walker. Well, Baggy had a good run. Unfortunately, in the bouncy battleground, nobody unfortunately could survive. Not on this very day, at least. I'll favor that. What was even that map? Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. 3 minutes, 12 seconds! Exclamation mark play at the hold hill. Exclamation mark play. Wall Street. Hold, guys. Hold. Hold your addiction for marbles. Hold your balls, please. The diamond hands are guaranteed. With this race, you get your guys' wins. It's all diamond hands. Mine's definitely all diamond Paul's, and I think I could say that with full merit. Not because not because I rigged these races so that I could get a good percentage of wins on my first stream back in a week. But it is what it is. To the moon. This MT's going to the moon. This NFT of actually, what type of image should I have? Think about it now. Uh, Code bugs. The Lordy news. Yeah, NFTs were ridiculous. Okay, and you wonder at the source of my pain. The NFTs thing is like, I was actually surprised it even was a thing. I don't know why. I don't know why people spent tens of thousands of dollars just so that they could get a JPEG or a PNG image of like whatever, that or like something that they could have easily gotten as a PNG, you know. Metaverse was argument. It was definitely the symptoms of like the last crypto boom, and it was like I just never understood. Yeah, it was at 17 billion at one point, but then people realized just how ridiculously stupid it was.
Listen, I'm in the gut chair, so I want to see some action.
Yeah, we're seeing a good enough action here, Fishman, because they thought someone else could set war and they wouldn't be the one holding the bag. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. All speculative investment ends up being that would. When did Emmy say that? Well, Ermi or Ermo more specifically, you know, uh, Ermo more specifically talked about that the other day. Well, a couple weeks back. So yeah.
Meow.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot. I need to add one more sound alert. Uh, because a certain wacky brain, finally managed to say something interesting enough that I want to add to the collection. So, well, maybe next stream we'll finally add it. I really should add sound effects
Meow.
myself, right? But the problem is that if I do that, I know you guys are gonna go absolutely crazy for that, more so than the other alerts. Meow. I guess that's probably a good thing though. Anyways, we're going down the hole. We're going down the hole as always. Yeah, crunchy. Yeah, your first stream back. Oh well, okay. I was gonna say your first stream back and you're already winning, but no, Mecca's got that going for him. Oh, oh, you died. Well, Fishman, you had a good run at that one. Anyways, Ethan retaking the lead. Oh, well, never mind. You also have to understand, guys. I do not. There's no cameraman's curse here, or whoever Shimini calls her curse with marbles. Because for those who don't know, like Shimini's curse is like every time she focuses her attention to like a certain marble, that marble always ends up dying. That doesn't happen here. If anything, the only curse is the fact that the only curse I have is here is my ridiculously good luck in my own races, and it's not because it's rigged. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the camera being focused on you. That's just that's all superstition. At the end of the day, it's all superstition. Anyways, Mecca, congratulations, first place. I got second. I'll take second. Okay, listen. Even if I don't get first, again, this is just good marble skills at play. I'll take the second. It ain't no problem. But congratulations, Mecca. Congratulations, Mecca. Anyways, another race to go. Exclamation mark play. What the hell is this? Actually, that's kind of creative. I forgot what this is referenced. But yeah, exclamation mark play as we encounter the a somewhat sadistic. Well, okay, maybe it's not that sadistic. This doesn't look anything out of the ordinary. To be fair, just creepy wooden guy, with massive wood just staring at you at the end of the day. So yeah. Anyways, make it count, guys. Make it count. Exclamation mark play. Yeah, I have to actually clean up the I have to clean up the OBS here. There's way too many images. Yeah. I gotta remove that one. Uh I gotta remove that one too, especially. Okay. I got way too many of these. I got way Yeah, no, these all have to go. No. Why the fuck did I even have these out? It doesn't matter. What matters is that these are gone. I don't have to worry about this. Why did I have a picture of Chili Crisp? I don't even know. It's been a while. Anyways, don't worry about it. Anyways, a little over a minute. If you guys want to join, exclamation mark play. Why not? Yeah, why not? Chili Crisp is hell good. Why the bear suit, Zen? Why are you covering the milk shells? Did the bear drink the milk? Or did the bear just drink the milk in the entire chalice and now you're stuck in there? Is this the weird vor? Is this like a weird vor arc that I'm not aware of? You know? Hopefully that's not the case, Zen. And I hope things work out better for you. Because I like to assume I don't want to say anyone's ever in their vor arc because I can't tell whether or not vor arc is like a good or bad thing for some people. I never actually understood the vor element either, like or at least why people like that element. I just never understood it. Pretty sure it's not the first I talked about this either. Anyways, it doesn't matter now. We're about to do fourth phrase. Oh, okay. A whole lot of lasers. Mega. Oh, so that's what the evil. Well, that's what the evil wingman does. Um. Okay, well, Mech, it's all on you, and I don't can't guarantee your safety from here on out because, you know, everybody literally died within like in less than 10 seconds. So it's your race to lose, Mecha. It's your race to lose. Bap, 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 bap. Was I just literally on a cyberpunk? Okay, yeah, I was on a cyberpunk track. Um, bap, 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 bap. Yeah, no. So far, you're doing well. I that may have been the. Oh, never mind. There's another evil one. Mega, look out! Learn a bunch about map building now. Marvel's on Street. The long and short is I got to spend. Of course, it's always there's always a catch. They never want you to make anything for free. But but now that oh, never mind. Mecca, that was a good run. Well, can't say that I expected that, but is what it is. Also, welcome back, Mr. Spontaneous Male Pregnancy. Another race on the rocks! Exclamation mark play. But yeah, going back to what we were saying, Dawson. Yeah, I should have known that a lot that you have to spend money in order to make more tracks or to actually build tracks. But I can't say it's a surprise. However, however, if you do need more tracks and you do need to spend money for it, make sure you use career code Shinsa and checkout. Because even though you will not get a discount, you are giving your favorite creator, your favorite long cat on the internet, a little tip on the side. So yeah, use career code Shinsa. Anyways, exclamation mark play. Exclamation mark play. I think you enjoyed the map when though. Okay, well when you are done with it, let me know, or at least show me the name of it, and I will find it and we'll play it. Also, welcome back from ad break. That might be nice. Yeah, yeah, that would be. But also, okay, if I do, okay, I will admit, if I ever find it, get another career code for anything, I will seriously consider maybe using the word uppies for that one. Even though I don't want uppies, but I know people like saying the word uppies a lot. So maybe next time, if I get like a career code for anything, be it gamer subs or whatever, like I doubt it's gonna be gamer subs. But if I were to get anything that requires a career code, maybe I'll consider switching it to uppies or something. I don't know why you would want that as a career code, but I know people like saying it, so is what it is. Anyways, exclamation mark play. Minute 10 seconds if you guys want to join. Uh, see, the balls do not touch after all. So you're in good hands, probably. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. I might have two more races in me after this one, so so yeah, we'll make it count. Baggy is leading the group. Baggy is leading the way, so that is. Also, unlike the last time where where I kind of misled people into thinking its last race is only for me to do like another hour's worth of race. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen anymore. I think, like I said, that if I was really addicted to it like I was a month ago, I definitely would have. But I think the time away of marbles, as much as I hate to admit it, has probably done some good. So yeah, it would probably be the last two races for sure after this one. Because yeah, because tomorrow I definitely need to. Tomorrow, I mean, this might actually be the case today because I have to definitely wake up early tomorrow. So, ba ba ba, do do do, ba 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 ba. The double blender Mendo seems to be popping. Yeah, they definitely love the double blender. Oh yeah, they this map. I mean, this map is nice. To be fair, ba 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 ba. Let's see who's live. As Ethan 07 to you. Boost, guys, boost. Also, not saying that you should do this, but yeah. I mean, these are nice colors, you know? This is definitely a very nice shade of yellow, you know, even though it does look oddly piss like at times. But, you know, we're not thinking about piss here. Not on this channel, no way. But SMP, Mr. Spontaneous Male Pregnancy, surprisingly, still make a good, strong case of you potentially getting it first if you could beat Docent. And we're already down to four people. Her seeing a block assassinate someone like that. Yeah, we'll never underestimate the power of blocks. I mean, no, it might still be your race, but it might still be your race because these things, forgot what they're called, but you know, you never know. We're down to three people. Truck, I see you're back there. Oh, never mind. These things ain't my guts. Well, so far it hasn't really stopped you though. Ba, 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 ba. And didn't stop you then, and then not stop you then, and didn't stop you now. So congratulations, Dosen. Truck, oh, okay, truck slipped through. Well, congratulations, Dosen. The truck second place, spontaneous male pregnancy third. Everybody else died. Don't hate me as much as the Spike Taylor hates Mr. Male Pregnancy. Well, you know, male pregnancies have a mixed opinion when it comes to pillars, I imagine. But, you know, we don't judge here. We don't judge here. Exclamation mark play. 3 minutes, 12 seconds if you guys want to join. Second to last race, because this cat be a little bit. So, second to last race indeed. Let's see who's. So gotta figure out who's live. Um, Yay, marbles! Yes, indeed, marbles, indeed, marbles all day, every day. This is what I probably would have said. It's probably what I would have said if I was the actual addict now. But you know, so I think we proved that we're not. So I think we all proved here that that's not the case. It's not the case. It's not the case. 2 minutes 20 seconds. If you guys want to join. Wow, good chunk people are alive. Also, to be fair, Truck, I don't think I falsely made a claim. Like I said, this was gonna be the last 2 races. Don't worry. We'll commit to it. Also, I forgot to reset that counter again. I keep telling myself at this rate, I might as well just create a command just to reset the races per stream. 7 times doesn't sound right. Surely it doesn't sound right. So, like I said, 7 days away. It's all the addiction's gone. I think we proved we're not addicts. So, we're all professional players. We're all professional. We're all just enjoying our hobby. Will definitely tell my mods that if they ever find me doing this again, I'll tell them that's just what it is. It was a minute left. Do you guys want to join? Exclamation mark play. Exclamation mark play. Edging addiction. I mean, listen. That sounds wrong. Yeah, it does sound wrong, but is it completely wrong though? It sounds wrong, but is it wrong? Some people do. There's some people do seem to enjoy the rush of a good edge, and I don't know why. But to each their own. Oh, hey, Spookster, welcome in. Hope we're doing well. Technically, you ain't wrong. Yeah, it just sounds horrid. Checking vacation. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, we're all good, Spookster. Yes, hope you're doing well. We're doing well. Do not tell the other mods that I am doing marvels because I told them that I would stop doing this on a regular basis. But a weekend, I definitely need to prove that I was not addicted. That I wasn't a hardcore addict. So we're just merely playing a couple rounds to prove a point. So you know. Anyways, Jesus is in the lead. Jesus in the lead so far. Ba 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 ba. I don't know why Brazilian funk always seems to hit so different at night. 5 mile, by an entire mile, no less. Listen, just keep boosting. Or to be fair, I think the bits thing still works, but I'm not gonna tell you guys to do the bits because that'd be cheating, right? That would be cheating. Oh yeah, sometimes the race doesn't actually track all too well, especially when the tracks involve twists and turns. Yeah, no, Jesus has still been in the lead the entire time. Yeah, so just keep boosting. It goes based on distance from the finish point, so it loops around. Yeah, it can get confusing after a while, and it's like, yeah, so it's not entirely accurate at times. But when it does, you'll know. Jesus, congratulations. Congratulations indeed. Nicely done. Okay. Moment of truth. The bullseye is very ominous, but it doesn't matter. A moment of truth, though. Moment of truth. Okay, maybe not so much moment of truth. I like to think I need some leeway in the event where I do somehow end up holding back on my word. But, it doesn't matter. This should be the last race. So, without that said, exclamation mark play, a little under 30 minutes if you guys want to join. Moment of truth. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't lie to you guys on when things should be the last race, or whatever. So this should be, like I said, this should be the last race. I hope it's the last race, and yeah, we should be good. But what type of bullseye are we dealing with today? Because this looks overtly shiny. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 ba. Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Hmm. Who knows? Who knows? Well, oh, well, welcome back, Dawson. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out who's live right now, so we could raid them. I have no idea if Boost. So no, Boost. To be fair, all honestly, Boost doesn't work. But Boost does technically exist. Boost and Jump, particularly, they do exist. The but you have to enable it, and I think it has to be a redeem. So so if I were to enable it, it has to appear as a redeem, like as a channel point redeem. So, and I know this is the case because I've seen Wacky enable it before. So you know, it does work. Alternatively, and apparently, I don't know how to turn it off per se, but apparently, setting up bits, or if you put in bits, it also enables random power, like random power ups. And I don't think you could target certain people. It just kind of targets at random, which is always a good incentive for people that just want to give points, like give bits or whatever to the creator or whoever's streaming. But like I said, it's purely optional. I'm not going to demand for bits so that you guys could cheat your way to win. These are fair and legit races. Truly fair and legit races. You guys would believe me. Right? Anyways, last race, maybe. We'll see. 5 seconds of the clock. Da, 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 da. Ooh, bouncy right. Very bouncy, very shiny. I don't even know where half the track is at. Oh, so much darkness. Yeah, you believe, but yeah, you believe. I believe too, Mr. Pregnancy. I believe too. But remember, we're not that race. The night's still young. So is the race. So we'll see. Ba, 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 ba. I believe Mr. Spontaneous Male President. Oh, well, I think the rave lights may have gotten the best of you, Mr. Male Pregnancy. Uh, I'm sorry about it. Anyways, I think I didn't curse. Listen, why would I curse the Emperor, man? Why would I curse the Emperor, man? I would never do. Listen, I don't curse people. Okay, and Okay, and me being first, I know does not help my case, but I promise you, I promise you, I did not curse you, and I had nothing to do with this, nor the fact that I'm in first. This is just my. This is again. This is just my skills being at play. You know. Oh God. Oh. Okay. Well, that's nice. See, I told you. God. See, I told you. That was never on me. But now we got a bigger problem because now Zen is. Zen was first, or he is first. Hmm. Well, well, Zen. Zen with the last win of the night. Yeah, yeah. Congratulations, Zen. However, there is a stat. There is a particular. I will. Okay. Well, first off, congratulations, Zen. Mecha second, Dosa third, Maggie fourth. However, there was a well established rule where I can't end a race if under certain conditions. One of them happens to be if Zen were to get first place. And since Zen did get first place, we're just merely abiding by law here. We're merely abiding by law. We can't end it like that. Sorry, this is just. I was gonna say I didn't really make the rules, but to be fair, technically I did make the rules. But we gotta enforce rules. So go ahead, Alkina. Yeah, have a good one, Mecca. We're just merely enforcing the rules. And because if we can't enforce the rules, even the ones I set up, then what good are rules? So, anyways, exclamation mark play. 3 minutes on the clock. Last race of the night, unless Zen wins or if there's an ad break. But those are so far the two established rules. Yeah, this should be the last one for reals, is because it is almost like 2 in the morning, or actually not 2 in the morning. It's like 20 minutes. It's relatively close, and I do need to wake up early. So this should be the last one for sure, permanently. Okay, not permanently, but definitively. Last race of the night. And for anyone lurking, if you guys want to join, please do so, because whom for all we know, you may have been lurking the entire time and you may actually win this race. To which I say, how the hell do you do? How the hell do you be doing that? How the hell would you allow that to happen? But we'll see. 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see. Who can we rate today? It's been a while. It has been a while, though. Oh, Capri's live. Fasuchi's live. Bun is live. Palm's live. Era's live. Sanuki's live. Damn, a lot of people are live. On a Sunday, no less. Well, Monday, technically. But it'd be what it'd be. It was. Also, mate, I forgot when was the last time someone successfully gave me upbeats. I think it was like maybe like 2 weeks ago, but we'll see. Anyways, this little extra round race. I want to make it clear, this is not the vindictive of my addiction. It's more because we're just merely enforcing rules. So I'm not addicted, at least not anymore. And I think we proved our point today. Did you turn it off after the I promise you, they are still active. But I'll have to double check on the percentage, because if I set it to 1%, maybe that might explain why we haven't gotten as many winners. But even then, it's like 3%. It's like 2 or 3%, right? So, or 2 or 4%. I forgot the odds, but they're relatively low odds. Also, Bell, welcome in. You're just in time for what should be the last race of the night. So yeah, let's make it count. The last 10 seconds are in. The last race of the night. This is for sure. I have to go to sleep. So yeah, we're on time, and you saved the best for last. Now, also, guys, FYI, by actively competing in these races, you also agreed not to let the mods know that I played marbles, because they should not know, and they won't know. And if they did know, well, I would just assume that someone snitched. But to which I say, snitches get stitches, and your face will be swiped to oblivion as they always do. Never participate, so I can't tell mods, right? No. No, if you participate in the stream, if you even watched this long cat, regardless if you saw my face, me or my 8 selves, or my tail, or anything of the sort, yeah, you signed a binding contract not to snitch, so that's the rule. You participate by me. Yeah, that's even if you didn't do marbles, you're here for the experience. And if you did uppies, you're doing the exclamation mark uppies. That's part of the experience. Even though I don't know why I would consider this part of the experience. Why would I allow that? But that just is how it is. Oh, you could just ban Wolf so you can't do anything. Well, I could do that, but I'm pretty sure Wolf's curse allow. Oh, I thought you were gonna be eaten out. But don't worry about it. I could ban Wolf, however, Wolf is known for his very subtle threats, and the spine that he has trophied in his wall, I think speaks volumes. Is that human like spine? It's not human, by the way, but I think it was like a deer spine. But I think I think that's big more than an indicator that not to try anything with Wolf. You know, what if you did Wolf? I mean, all the more reason that you agree not to snitch. That's the rule here. Now, not that I would ever have a strict no snitching policy, but I don't think we're doing anything wrong. Again, we're just merely proving a point. So, you know, but out of context, this does look like me relapsing. This is not me relapsing. I'm just merely enjoying my time. Or I'm enjoying my time and proving a point that this is not addiction. So, you know, also Baggy, you died. Oh, so to you. Oh, Zen is new. Zen is newing. That creates a bigger concern. But there's a whole lot of lasers, so he may not. Well, hey, Sus, you eat it out there. Uh, somehow Zen is spontaneous. You also somehow fell out of existence for some reason. Yeah, snitches get stitches, rats get bats. Somehow Zen and well, okay. To be fair, everybody kind of jumped out there. Also, you guys are just flying everywhere. Like the tracking, like the first place tracking is literally getting confused. But oh well, congratulations, Dosen. Well, congratulations, Dosen. Truck second place, Zen third, me fourth. Bell, spontaneous male pregnancy, Jesus, Baggy, 07 to you guys. Yeah, it was a good run. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. You guys were all over. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That should be it. Should be it. No, I'm teasing. I have to actually go to sleep. I have to go to sleep. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me see. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll raid into Capri because not very rarely do I ever get an opportunity to raid into Capri in any capacity. So we're taking our strides and we're going with it. Uh, but yeah, all this said, I did miss you guys. 5 days was fun. Or well, the 5 days off was fun, but I did miss you guys. And we got a lot of work done. So, and like Wolf and everybody else suggested, maybe me not doing Marvels all the time did come with its own caveats and benefits. Because we got a nice new overlay. We got this in the other in the editing room overlay. We got that revamped up. I'm gonna try to shift that productivity back to clips because I have not done a single clip throughout most of last week. So we'll get back to it this week. Is that the hello Ziwa? Unfortunately, we are rating, and no, there's no pegging here. We don't do pegging here. Not on this channel. We're not on this channel. But yeah, it's been fun. Also, before I forget, raid 1 for subs, raid 2 for non subs, because I can't think of anything original for a raid message. So, well, yeah, Zeal, hope you're doing well. I may stream again tomorrow. We'll see. It depends on the day. But we'll guarantee at least one stream this week. We'll see. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm tired. Anyways, bye.